Okay, so we're live. This is Barking Mad. This is the Barking Mad of Business Wednesday 1 o'clock live streaming, and this is Lee Dancy.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Could you tell us who you are and what you're doing in this building, in this room?
I certainly can. So, as Richard said, my name is Lee Dancy. I am the Managing Director of Barking Mad. This is my office. This is our K9 HQ in Kirkby Lonsdale, just on the border of the Lake District and Lancashire. So, yeah, great. Good afternoon.
Great. Okay, I'm going to hand you some props. So this is the first one. Tell us what this is, and yeah.
Well, this might be a bit tricky for you to see. I don't know if you can.
Zoom it, bring it close.
This was my original doodling when I first thought about Barking Mad in 2000. So the business has been operational for the last 18 years, and really came about because I didn't want to put my own Dalmatian Bronte into a kennel, looked for an alternative and discovered there wasn't one. So I came up with the idea of Home from Home Pet Care in January 2000, and when thinking about a name and kind of what I wanted to achieve, and really I suppose my vision for the business, that was my original doodling. I remember doing it and then kind of where I was when I did it. So
can we just
come on a long way since then.
So let me just find.
Don't find an old photo. Really?
So, yeah, how does that look?
Everybody thinks this is a very funny photograph.
Bring it a bit closer.
Of me and Bronze.
So that was how many years ago?
That would have been, that would have been 2000. That was that first year. Yeah.
Right.
So, gosh, how time has flown. Yeah.
So just in a nutshell, what is the Barking Mad business opportunity, and how did you decide to start your own dog care business?
So I think that starting, I suppose, with the latter question first, really I started Barking Mad, as I mentioned, just because of my own desire to find an alternative to kennels. And when I spoke to other dog owners in the area, they told me that it was difficult trying to find suitable care when they went on holiday. So they either used family and friends, which was a bit tricky because they had to fit in with their arrangements. They used a kennel but may not have been particularly happy with that sort of environment. People moved into their home and looked after their home and dog, but my worry would always be that somebody's rooting through the drawers. And the most interesting and I suppose significant realisation for me was that people who own dogs, if they couldn't find suitable care, just chose not to go on holiday, or indeed to holiday in the UK, which for the most part isn't always the thing you want to do. So having come up with this solution for me, which was literally to try and find somebody who could provide care for Bronte in a home. Very quickly, I started handing out Ruth's details. So she was Bronte's original host, if you like. She was a lady who lived locally. I found her because I put a little advert up in a shop window in our local town. And when people heard that I used Ruth for looking after Bronte, they asked me for the number, and I started handing out the number, suddenly thinking, if I keep on doing this, then next time I want to be able to go on holiday, Ruth's going to be busy looking after other people's dogs. So did the same again, put an advert in, took on more host families, and then right up until the end of 2000, I started matching customers with hosts, and that was really the beginning of the business. That's how we got started.
Right.
And I suppose the journey into franchising, which was the first question, was, if you're as old as me, you might remember back in the day you couldn't get a website company to write a site for such a small business. So in January 2001, I went away and learned how to write in HTML and wrote my own website. When looking back, I probably have got an image of it somewhere, but looking back at my own website, it was black, white and red. And the strapline was, 101 reasons why you would want to use Barking Mad. And the only graphic on there was a little Dalmatian whose tail wagged. But really, as soon as we went... oh, is that it? Have you found it?
Well, there's the Dalmatian there in the corner.
Yeah, no, I think I will. If you look through there, you might find a picture of the website.
Okay.
And really the motivation to franchise came as a result of launching the website on the internet, because of course we're on the World Wide Web. People have got access then to your details from every part of the world, and I began getting inquiries from Scotland and Wales and England, central London, and all of a sudden I realised that it wasn't just a problem in my area, but actually it was
That's
nationwide.
probably the best bet. That's just the initial. I don't know if that's the site, but that's the only thing on there.
Yeah,
just bring it close.
That was one of our original brochures.
That's
I'll try and find the website actually for next time, and I'll share that with you, because it is quite good to look back.
And just for a little, we'll come back, but let's just fast forward to 2018. This is the next prop I'm going to give you. So we've got new branding, and we've got TV.
Yeah, so this is one of the bags which we would give to a new customer who registered with Barking Mad, or one of our new host families, and we also use it for marketing purposes. We do lots of shows and events throughout the year. So this is our new logo, which we launched at the beginning of 2017. After some sort of brand positioning work we had done for us during that year. And you'll see significantly at the bottom, as seen on TV. So that's because we now have our own advert, and made our own advert last year. And so that's been a significant change for us. So we use Ad Seen on TV on sort of all of our marketing material. You'll see another little sort of brochure here with exactly the same. So
right up. Sorry to interrupt you, but so right up to the present day, what is the opportunity for somebody who understands dogs, loves dogs, but wants to perhaps work on their own with the brand leader? What is the opportunity for them as far as starting a dog care business with Barking Mad?
Well, I think the most significant thing to say is that we are the market leader. So if you are going to work with a pet sitting business, then why would you compromise and work with anybody else? You really, that is the starting point. And why is that important? Well, it's important because thank you. Need glasses these days as well. That's something new. It's important because our business is all about trust, and customers trust a brand that they feel they can rely on, and a brand which always delivers a quality service every single time. So I think that's probably the first thing to say. The speed of setting up again is important, because once you have decided to set up a business, sometimes you get so drawn into the setting up of that business with your website, creating things like the marketing material, you lose sight of the main focus, which is actually to deliver the service, and actually is really costly. So if you weigh up the investment of setting up on your own compared with a franchise, the chances are actually you'll find your franchise to be much more cost effective, because everything's done for you. And in fact, when our business owners leave training, it's a turnkey operation. They've got all of their marketing material, vehicle liveried, press releases ready to go out, web page already set up, so you can literally finish training on a Friday and start operating on a Saturday.
Great. So there's lots of support, there's lots of training, there's the brand already set up. What else? A quick search on the internet nowadays, it was different back in 2000, but nowadays if you go on the internet and you look for dog sitting or dog home boarding or whatever, there's lots of different brands out there. What makes Barking Mad different to the competition?
I think you just need to look at our story. You know, we've got real foundation to the business, and that's important. I think in today's world where the internet, you know, has grown significantly, people are moving away from the searching on Google. They're asking for recommendation, and our business has always been a brand which has grown by exactly that, by people recommending our service. You just need to look at the Trustpilot reviews we have. They are phenomenal. Our customers love us, our host families love us, our franchisees really love what they do and take pride in the service that they deliver. So you know, I think customers, when they are leaving their dogs with Barking Mad, buy into the whole business. They buy into the business owner, they buy into the business model, and they buy into the brand and the quality of service they can rely upon.
Okay, and the difference as well, there are a lot of services where it's the whole process is not managed for the customer. So there's a lot of internet business out there, a bit like Airbnb for dog sitting. So what makes a difference for the customer as far as you know, people meeting every time and us offering genuine support?
Do you know, I think it's like anything these days. We have got a lot of choice, and that's key. That's really important. That's what drives business forward. And there is definitely a market for those internet-based businesses. They're really quick. You can register online as a carer, you can register online as a customer, and you can be hooked up with somebody really quickly. And if that suits you, then, you know, great. But for our customers and for our host families, it's a different business model. Our customers really are buying into a much higher level of service. So we take care of everything. We'll go and meet our dogs at home to find out all about their home life routine, so we can make a specific match with the most appropriate family. And we collect dogs and take them on holiday, and then deliver them back at the end of their stay. Our customers will receive lovely postcards, and I think, you know, in terms of the you know, kind of the differences in the business, it's like looking at the difference between, you know, home boarding and a kennel. It's something which is completely different, and I think there is a market for everything, but certainly the service we deliver to our customer is all based on that perfect match between the right host family and the right customer, and the care we put into ensuring that our dogs have a fantastic holiday and our customers are able to have peace of mind.
Great, good, thank you. And I've got some props for you here, so we can put that up, and you can describe what these various things are.
Dog Friendly Award. I would have been a bit disappointed not to have won the Dog Friendly Award based upon what we've already said. But you know, being recognised within our own business category is important, and wanting to make sure that we strive to be the best we possibly can be, and that our franchise owners, you know, want to feel proud and be associated with the brand is really important for the team here at head office, as important as it is for our business partners. So industry recognised awards are really important, and that was Dog Friendly, which we won earlier.
And that's with end of last year. That's with in association with the Kennel Club and the Pet Industry Federation, and sponsored by Eurotunnel, and also Prosecco, which is
Prosecco. I'm not quite sure. I can verify Prosecco, but not Prosecco. So this other one is the little one that they just gave us a little trophy, which we're very proud of. So that's brilliant. And then this was a great accolade. This is the CBI Growing Business Awards, which runs with thank you, Richard, which runs with Amazon. This was really important because it's we were competing with lots of different businesses. It was not a Pet Industry Award, and it's an accolade we're really proud of. Barking Mad has grown from very humble beginnings where I used to meet and train people around my kitchen table, to being now part, as we are, of a PLC. So to win a national award like the Amazon Growing Business Award has been fab. Really proud of that.
Just one more. This is not actually our winning one, but we have had an association with the British. What is the British Franchise Association, actually, first of all?
Yeah, well, the British Franchise Association is an association who represent both franchisee and franchisor, and I think it's incredibly important, if you're thinking about franchising, to make sure the franchisor is part of the BFA. They really do set a very high standard for franchisors, and it is your assurance that you're not going to pay your money and then not be supported. We're full members of the BFA. One of the very first things I did before launching into the franchise arena was to join the association, and it's worked really well for us, and their website is terrific. So if you're thinking about franchising, I would definitely recommend going onto the BFA website. There's lists of questions to ask franchisors, and there's lots of guidance notes and things for you to consider before making a decision.
So in 2015 we were finalists for innovation, but in 2014 we won franchisee of the year, and 2013 we won franchisor of the year for support.
Yeah. So we've, we're competing in a marketplace whilst all the franchise oars are working in the franchise arena. We're all completely different industries, from McDonald's through to Science Express, Chips Away, Oven Clean. We've got other businesses. There's a small chimney sweep company, somebody who'll come and replace your worktops. I mean, garden care, much and varied. So it's always difficult, I think, for anybody entering an award in the British Franchise Association to really stand out and be recognised for something they have done, which is a little bit different and something to be applauded. So yeah, we've won several things with the British Franchise Association, both from a franchisor and a franchisee level as well.
You'll be pleased to know that people are watching, and there's comments.
Oh, right.
So we've had a lovely comment from Carol Lee, who knows Nicola Sheard in Southport. So Nicola runs a business in Southport. Nicola Sheard goes that extra mile, an owner's dog on holiday, and Nicola, actually the dog, I think the dog was elderly and there was a chance that this was going to happen, so the dog sadly passed away whilst the owner was abroad. Nicola informed the owner, picked the owner up from the airport, and really looked after her. So that's a comment from Carol. Thank you very much, Carol.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. I think it is a very, very personal service, and not only do we get to know our customers' dogs very well, and of course our host families, but we build relationships with customers as well. And from time to time, where dogs do pass away due to ill health and an old age, some of our customers go on to be host families. So the journey with Barking Mad extends beyond that initial customer care for their dog.
That's nice, Carol. Thank you, Shed. I can't think of anyone else who'd go to such extreme efforts to help. So that's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we're talking about why you'd want to run your own pet care business. So Barking Mad can help you run your own pet care business. What challenges has the Barking Mad system overcome? We've been in the business now for 18 years. We're still number one. What would you say some of the challenges for the business as a whole, and maybe the individual business owners, so the franchisees?
Well, I never see these. I don't see them as challenges, Richard, as you well know, but they're opportunities to me. And I think if you were to look at the service that I delivered, back in the day in 2000 to my customers in this local area, we're delivering the same level of service to our customers 18 years on. But what we have done is we've adopted modern technology. So the way we communicate with our customers, and the way we invoice, the way we are able to gather data, and all of those things have changed over the years. So we've really harnessed modern technology to be able to enhance the brand without kind of going that extra step, as Richard was mentioning earlier, to be an online agency. So I think that the changes in technology over the years have really complemented the business as a whole, and actually in many ways we've gone on to save time and money by adopting things like an online invoicing system, which in its first year saved the network is a whole 32,500 in terms of postage and printing off stationery and sending letters and that sort of thing. And it also speeds up the processes and is a much better customer service. And also things like the customer contact centre, which came about because as our franchisees get busier, become more successful, we've got many more customers wanting to use the service. The franchisees were out of the office more and more and more, and a symptom of that success is the fact that they can't be there to answer the phone. So we now have a customer contact centre which works for our business because we've got 77 franchisees operating within 80 territories, and that means that they're able to afford to pay a team of 3 people to be able to answer their phone Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. So those sorts of things are only available to the network because we've got so many franchisees paying into the system. It's all about economies of scale, and so again, I suppose that was a challenge. How do we manage to speak to our customers when we're new customers when we're so busy delivering service to existing customers and host families.
Great, thank you. If anyone's got any questions, then please ask away, and we'll answer them live. So, what about if we're thinking of running our own dog care business? What are the qualities that Barking Mad looks for in a potential franchisee, and what makes a successful franchisee?
Oh, I am asked that question a lot, and there's only one thing which sets a great franchisee apart from somebody who is good, and that's attitude. There isn't anything else. And what we look for is a positive mental attitude. Talk about that a lot in our business. Buying into a Barking Mad franchise, 80% of that business is already set up for you. It's the process, the system, the marketing material, the website, all of those things are done, and that's the 80%. The 20 is really down to the individual. And if you've got a really positive mental attitude, you've bought into the brand, you like the service provided, you can't help but to succeed.
Great.
So, attitude.
Good, positive mental attitude. Excellent. Yeah. And working hard, following the system, making sure that...
and that's all attitude.
Yeah,
that's kind of all of those things are set up. It's just about you kind of harnessing that and making sure that you make your business as successful as it possibly can be. And time and time again you see great success stories where people have overcome their own challenges in life and gone on to deliver time and time again within their own business. So it's how you deal with things, that's the difference.
Great. So what about the future? What does the future hold for Barking Mad?
Well, we continue to grow. We've got 7 people in with us today. I think we had 8 in earlier in the week doing workshops. So after the initial training at Barking Mad, you come back and continue with training and development. So you're here. You would come back after 100 days, you're back again after 250 days, and then we see you at 365 days. And that's really important. Those touch points are critical, really. So I think in terms of our existing network, really investing in that training and development, the team, making sure we expand the team here at head office, so we can support growing businesses, that we do workshops, we have a national conference, sales meetings, regular webinars. So communication with our existing network really does aid success. And the other thing is to grow the network. So we trained 2 weeks ago new franchisees. We're training again in 2 weeks' time. And then I think we've got 7 or 8 training sessions set up for the rest of the year. So yeah, growth is a big factor for us, and then in the UK, and then we might look internationally, but the plans are not in place to do that presently.
Okay, great. Okay, so another question coming towards the end now. What advice would you give to someone considering, actually, this is interesting, franchising their business? So if they actually want to franchise their business, what would you recommend?
Well, when I was thinking about franchising Barking Mad, I really didn't know where to turn, and so I picked up the phone and spoke to a franchisor who was a lady called Neve, and her business was Felicity Hat Hire, and she was terrific, really, really helpful. Franchising is a really nice community, and so if you know of a local franchisor or franchisee, I would definitely go and visit them at their place of work, or pick up the phone and speak to them. So that would be the first step. Visiting the BFA website, finding out a little bit more about the industry, what it means to be a franchisee, what it means to be a franchisor. Think about the level of investment, because if you're thinking about franchising your business, it is not cheap. And you want to make sure you've got the funds in place to be able to facilitate that, because if you do it badly, you'll never recover. You'll never recover from it. So make sure that you know what you're getting into before you start. Join the British Franchise Association. Make sure you've got a really good franchise consultant who will be able to guide you through the process and help you visualise what your business is going to look like in 2 and 5 and 10 years' time, because then you're setting your business up to be able to cope with that growth, rather than growing your business as the network gets bigger. That's kind of the wrong way around. So those key things really. Make sure you understand the industry, what's involved. Ensure you speak to a franchise consultant. They will certainly tell you whether your business is franchisable or not. Make sure you've got enough funding in place, and when you launch into the franchise arena, make sure you've got some case studies. So a couple of franchisees who have tried and tested the system, and take it slowly. Don't expect to sell 100 territories overnight.
Great, and I think I know the answer to this, but if you had to do it all again, what would you do differently?
I wouldn't do anything differently.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
I wouldn't do anything any differently. It's been a fantastic journey, and I've really enjoyed it every step of the way. And I can't say that I haven't made any mistakes, but they've been great opportunities to learn. And out of all of those opportunities, something positive has always presented itself. So the whole journey has been absolutely brilliant, and and I'm very proud of what we've all achieved and what our network continue to achieve in terms of delivering the service to their customers.
Great, okay, well, I think that's probably enough for today.
Right, got to go back now, got to go and have lunch with all of our trainees.
So, thank you very much. We're going to do this regularly, so we're going to try and do it on a Wednesday at 1 o'clock. So, thank you very much, and if you've got any questions, let us know via barkingmad.uk.com, and thank you again. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Bye.